like a jester at the ball, rub my shoulders with the kings. And I was draped in golden velvet, bathing in applause while I was jumping through the rings. And then the cooks would sound a bell, and all the kings would lick their lips. But I couldn't find a placemat. The dinner table's full and there's no room for me to sit. Is there anybody out there looking out for me? Just say you want me, just say you need me. Is there anybody out there looking out for me? Does anybody need me? Is every last soul just fucking me over? With tears on their shoes and ice on their shoulders. Is there anybody out there looking out for me? Lord, I live to entertain. All my pride is in my praise. I hum along with this vibration and hope to God I make it Is any chord that I could strum make me feel less like a man? I snap my fingers in the doorway and shatter all the bones so I could never strum again. Is there anybody out there looking out for me? Oh, just say you want me, just say you need me. Is there anybody out there looking out for me? For me? Is every last soul just fucking me over? With tears on their shoes and ice on their shoulders.
Hi everyone, how are we all doing? UNN here. I just want to see, are we on the live? Because it says on here we are, but it doesn't. It's not showing for me. I hope we are. Should be. I have put it on as like that. I don't know. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. I don't think so. Yeah, please do Gold Eagle, because I am on, and it is. Yeah, I am on UNN as well. So, and it was showing up as well. That's very strange. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's well. Gold Eagle will try and sort that in the background. So, sorry, I'm very distracted now. We're going to start off a little bit with talking about what happened yesterday. I went to a Refugees Are Welcome protest in Norwich, down in Norwich City Hall. And very, very interesting indeed. Very fun indeed. I can't wait to get into it. I'm going to try and just hold off until whatever problem is sorted, because I think it says it's live on D Live as well. It's very odd. This has really distracted me now. Anyway, Okay, I will get into it. Thank you for Stimpy Hook on DLive putting my YouTube stream up on the comments. I suppose. Also, yeah, the sun again is playing up, so I will constantly have to play with the lighting today. So, as I said yesterday, I went to a Refugees Are Welcome protest in Norwich, in Norwich City Hall. There was, I'd say there were about 40, 50 people that attended, maybe. So I went there. I wasn't streaming like right instantly. Yeah, I didn't start streaming instantly. Oh, for God's sake. I just sort of stuck around before anyone, like any of the protests started, because basically they were going to start singing prior to the protest. So I only was intending to start the live stream when they started protesting. Happy Easter, Pandora. Oh yeah, it's Easter week, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with DLive. Hopefully it will be sorted soon. But yeah, happy Easter, everyone. If you celebrate it, I hope everyone gets eggs if you want them. Yeah, so as soon as I was setting up, and do I have this? You know what? I will put the stream on because it's where it all happened. So give me 2 seconds. Oh, this is gonna be a very funny stream. Right. Here. Right. So here we are with the stream. This guy was instantly blocking my camera. Instantly. Like, I was set up just by here. He kept looking at me along with this person. We'll get to this person in a second, right? They just kept looking over for about 5 minutes as well, and they looked like they were going to say something when they walked past here. Leave my rights alone. Was it you who commented that as well, or was it someone else who said the pregnant guy? I found that very funny. I like that very much. Yes, he came over. He stood right in front of my camera, just as I was setting up. And sorry, I know my lighting's awful today. Absolutely appalling. My dad stood in front of him, in front of my camera. So it was my camera, my dad, him. They had a bit of like a back and forth of why are you standing in front of my camera? What is your problem, sort of thing. That's when I put my live stream on. I put my footage on and things like that, which I need to get off my camera. This specific bit. But yeah, I started recording at this point, and then I moved away from him, and he's still just kept moving. We had a bit of a back and forth ourselves.
This is how childish it is. We don't get this with any other group of people.
Oh, was this before?
Are you also
recording?
swearing?
This was before I started live streaming. Interesting. Yeah. So then these people, meaning his little friends next to him. This one,
if you're gonna hurl words, you have to,
starts like hurling Nazi, fascist, racist. I asked him to define all of the words that he was using, and he obviously.
It's not. I've said define a Nazi, saying you is not definition. What's racist then? What's about me is racist?
Oh, fuck off! You know exactly. You're patriotic alternative.
No, I'm not. That's the fact.
I wanted to leave that bit in there. I'm not part of PA, and I'm not affiliated with PA. The only affiliation I have is my partner, and in which case, I purposely don't ask questions, and I purposely leave myself out of it because I'm not an activist. Well, I don't want to be an activist in those sorts of ways, and also people can get on with what they want. I literally didn't know about PA until August. I haven't been in the scene long enough to judge my opinion, so I'm not. That's me. That's my take on it. I haven't been here long enough to say about it. Yeah, this guy just ended up just basically calling me an asshole, swearing at me, didn't give me any. I attempted to have a decent conversation with him, but it doesn't always go well, right? I'll play the song for you all. I've got the song here. Yeah. I'm also playing it at the end as well. Let's just about Hyper Clobber, Pandora Chaser, Big Mama. Hello everyone. Yeah, thank you.
We've come a long way for to find ourselves a home. We've come a long way for to find ourselves a home. 'Cause we're citizens of the world. And you're
Can we also talk about this person in denim was constantly trying to get in front of my camera, but was not. It wasn't very successful. But it's just one man.
Because we're citizens of the world. My mother and her mother and her mother before. My mother and her mother and her mother before. My mother and her mother and her
It's fucking done, man.
They were citizens of the world. And you're born.
But yeah, a lot of people. This will be very interesting. These people, the Unite the Union. Lots of people have asked why they
Here's a hand to help you all restore. Here's a hand to help you all restore.
Anyway, I'm just gonna quickly skim through it to see if there's anything. Obviously, you can see this woman. Where is it? The ginger. She was constantly staring at me. Here we are. At that point, I put the camera on her because. Oh, okay, no worries. I've finished. I wasn't saying anything too bad. Yeah, the ginger woman was constantly trying to get in my camera, and this is where we actually come on to the ginger woman. I've got a massive clip of this, right? I'll show you exactly what was going on when I tried to move. There we go. So you can hear her moving. Also, I'll make small remarks as we go along here, right? She comes back with the "We've got your face too, darling." My face is everywhere. I'm not the one who's concerned about my face being put on the internet. I put myself on the internet when I say my opinions and things like that. So, hi Brummy, hi Tank Man, hello everyone. Yeah, I put my face everywhere, so I don't see how that's really a comeback. Or like they're hiding their faces and wearing masks, doing that so I don't film them and things like that. But yeah, that's my take on that bit as well. Right, this person, maybe not this person, but he looks very similar to the person who assaulted us at Chapel Field. Maybe not him, or he's the counselor, or he's just someone who looks very similar to both, because they both look very similar. But I was thinking I know him from somewhere all day, and now it's actually properly dawned on me. This woman here is an absolute golden lady, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Because she's a very big highlight. Leave my rights alone. That is the Norwich City Hall, or yeah, Norwich City Council. Near Bethel Street. Forgot. On Bethel Street, actually, isn't it? At this point, they try to make out that I've been groomed into a far right ideology. I will get someone to like oh damn, okay. Okay, I plan to have someone on today, but it might have to be next week because he's having technical issues. It would be easier to get next week because, to be honest, I can have him around. We can have a discussion. Anyway, right, Charlie, if you're watching this, I'll have you on next week. I'll cut this one short because, again, I do have a busy day today. But I'll have you on next week. I had my mate Charlie come on. I was gonna have my mate Charlie come on and talk about, raising a child in today's society, but it doesn't seem to be working, annoyingly. Anyway, yeah. So this person sort of tried to make out that I've been groomed into a far right ideology. I will get people to say it for me. People who know about me. I can show you random messages. Granted, it'll take me like 5 hours to find them. But I was saying this stuff long while back. I had someone come and attack me because someone from my primary school went and told them that I was a racist. That's how far back this goes. That's how far back my opinions go. I was known as, I didn't even know this at the time, but I was known as a racist in primary school, even though I actually kept my mouth quite shut in primary school. But long before I started any of the journalism, long before I met, Barclay, because it's no secret now, let's be honest. Long before any of this, I had my own opinions. I don't think these people can actually handle the fact that sometimes we come to our own conclusions without the influence of others. Me and my parents disagree on some things, especially on things like, what would be classed as far right. We do have disagreements. So also saying that my parents groomed me into an ideology, I mean, I probably groomed them more than anything into their ideologies because I've always thought this, and we all came to the same thing together, and we all discuss it together. Sometimes we agree on things, sometimes we don't. It's how life goes, unfortunately, for them. I just wanted to make a bit on that because it's one thing that they do make a big deal of. Oh, you got groomed into your thoughts. But actually, I was saying a lot of this before I was even in this scene. Can I just say as well how, patronizing that who said what was? Oh, by the way, I did mishear that. I wasn't even listening at that point. I was just thinking, how do I get these out my face? So that's why I didn't. Oh, is there no sound? There should be sound. Hold on then. Right, how's this?
Where's that coming from?
An unfortunate controlling safety announcement.
Yes.
No sound on bid.
I can see, Mum.
Okay.
Thanks.
On film?
Oh, well, yeah, there is. They do.
Alex, mate, get down here.
Time and time again, they've blamed refugees.
Hell.
Someone give a,
Are you going to be a child about this, really?
Do you have to carry on filming?
I'm a journalist. Do you want this reported?
No, not by you.
Oh, that's a shame.
Hence
I'm
the
going
reason.
to because I'm a
No,
journalist.
you're not.
I
No,
am
you're
right
not.
now. Huh? I'm 17, but it's a different.
Oh, yeah.
How did I say
Yeah.
app? How did I say app?
So before we do get on to
Yeah.
I heard how to app.
Yeah.
a bit of safety,
I thought it was the immigrants that were like.
the road and things like that, there are some people.
Oh, well, yeah, there is.
Okay, is it silent again? Is this? I'll try. I can't remember what I'll get it from my camera files, don't worry. Yeah.
We would give him if
This-
we were
oh,
given
fucking
the
hell.
opportunity.
Neither.
Keep going.
We're out here this evening to oppose the vile anti-refugee rhetoric this government and the establishment is spouting.
Pandora, that's a good point, to be honest. I will actually try that, but I identify as a video camera. That'll be a very funny conversation with them, to be honest. I mean, if someone can identify as a red-tailed hawk, I can identify as a video camera.
Time and time again, they've blamed refugees and
Hell.
groups.
Are you going to be a child about this, really?
Do you have to carry on filming?
I'm a journalist. Do you want this reported?
No, not by you.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to because I'm a journalist.
No, you're
What?
not.
I
No,
am.
you're
right.
not.
Huh? I'm 17, but it's a difference.
Oh, yeah.
How did I say act? Did you hear how I say act?
So before we do get on to
I heard how I said act.
Yeah, yeah.
a bit of safety
I thought it was the immigrants that were like.
on the road and things like that, there are some people.
Oh, well, yeah, there is. They do have issues about groomers and that, but, you know, 17 and younger is
We would
clearly
also
not
suggest that
included
afterwards
in all of
going
that.
around
Who
your
said,
road,
what, who said that?
we know that there is
Who said
a far-right
what?
presence in
That 17-year-olds aren't children.
being yourself safe. your
Nobody
friends
said that
safe,
17-year-old children.
Where's that coming from?
And unfortunately,
It's everywhere. You know
our
what's
first
happening.
speaker, I'd like to welcome
What?
Charlie from Norwich Renters Collective.
Okay. Alright, cool. See you there. I said hi, haven't I?
Thanks everyone for coming today. It's great to see you. Make sure Norwich is a welcome to us and all our friends overseas. You're welcome.
You're really showing what you guys are like really well.
We're not at all, because we know exactly what you use this for.
What do I use it for?
So my name's Charlie,
what do I use it for?
renter,
I admit that I did just clip whatever she just did. That, like,
Not at all, because we know exactly what you use this for.
What do I use it for?
so my name's Charlie.
why is her head's just wobbly? You know what I mean? It's just it's just wobbly. I can't even describe it.
What do I use it for?
Renter,
We see your stuff all over the places. Called
Right.
hate everywhere. when
Saying
there's
what?
no
What do I
need.
do? What do I do? Do I just stand and watch, or what do I do?
Comment on it. You comment
What do you mean?
on it.
Yeah, but do I antagonise any of you? I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Around. Everybody's got opinions.
If I don't have a
If anyone has watched my last, speeches and things like that on RMT, LTCs, XR for the most part, I just stand there silently and then I'll upload the clips later. Granted, they get 20 views when I upload them later, but I stand there silently and let them talk. I let the speeches happen. It's only when things like this happen that I get a bit less impartial, and I think it's quite understandable why. I mean, if you have someone just randomly shouting in your face when you haven't even said a word yet. I mean, I think I said this in my Telegram, or maybe I mentioned it in a comment. The main time that I will ever speak during a refugees protest is when it's to tell them that no one's against refugees from what they're saying. They're against immigration and illegal immigration at that as well. People who are entering the country illegally, people who are raping kids, causing crime, and getting away with it. I keep using the case of the 13-year-old who was raped by a Muslim who was brought up in an Islamic school, taught that women were worthless. He didn't know rape was illegal despite living in Birmingham his entire life. And he got let off the hook. I keep using that analogy. I know it's not immigration as that specific thing, but that's going to happen more. If that's what these schools are teaching as well, that women are worthless, and you can rape them as much as you want, you can kill them, you can do anything with them. Wasn't there that man who was walking a dog who was gang raped by a group of immigrants as well in Ireland? This is becoming more of a trend. This is what we're against. I've not said anything about refugees. I don't think anyway. So yeah, that's my little bit on that. My little rant.
They're like our songs.
no.
You've got one.
If I don't have a Scooby, why don't you educate me rather than acting like this? Because
I didn't even hear her say that. She basically said, I don't have a Scooby, mate. That's what she said, or a Scooby love. I'm pretty sure it was just because I'm 17. In which case, I mean, I know people younger than me who have taken hormone blockers. I know people younger than me who say that they're lesbian, trans, and things like that. If we want to talk about age and how people don't have a clue about anything because of their age, which is pretty ridiculous, why are we giving kids younger than me hormone blockers? Norwich is illegally, like, the LGBT groups are illegally selling children hormone blockers. I've spoke about this on another show. We got someone to infiltrate Sophie LaBelle's reading, and at the end they came out and said, right, the legal age of getting hormone blockers is 16. They don't know what side effects would cause, but before that, they came in and said, right, if your kid wants to be transgender and the transphobic government won't give them hormone blockers, go here. It's the only reason that's ever acceptable for a younger person to take hormone blockers is go to a doctor. You have to go to a doctor. You have to get it prescribed. You have to get yourself checked to do that. It's not for some random person coming into a library to decide. That's not on. And these people say you don't have a Scooby about anything because you're a kid and things like that, and you were groomed into right ideology. But this is happening in Norwich. You know, I didn't check if this was true, but I am just going to assume it is, because just using my eyes, that Norwich is one of the is the third most populated LGBT city in the UK or in England. But like, everyone's transphobic apparently. It doesn't make sense. The whole thing doesn't make sense. With as well, I did say in one video that they were saying, oh yeah, there's many more of us than there are of them. And you see this in like drag queen story hour protests. Of them, hello Mans, I hope you're okay. Hello Sean, delivering liberty, I hope you're alright. But yeah, you see all of these like drag queen story hours, the LGBTQ community, saying there's many more of us than you. But the funny thing is, they'll then go home and preach on the internet that they are a minority and they need to be protected. They can't have it both ways. You're either a minority or you're not. The only reason people aren't standing up against you guys or them and standing up against, you know, the refugees are welcome here people, is because they don't want to be called transphobic, racist. They don't want to be called a Nazi and things like that. And I know that for a fact. I know people who have said to me, look, I don't want to come out and protest because I don't want to be called a Nazi, because I'm not. Personally, I don't agree with those people. I think if you believe something hard in it, fight for it. Like, as much as you can, no matter how much. But that's saying there's many more of us than you. That's what I'm saying, is that there's probably not. More people than not that I talk about these things, they don't agree with, you know, the left side. They don't agree with the LGBT on Drag Queen Story Hour. But they don't want to be called transphobic and things like that. Max Karnak says, has anyone ever considered the possibility that this is all being pushed on us by the powers that be as a form of birth control? Right. I know it's not exactly how you're saying, but I will just speak a little bit. I was on birth control for a couple years, and my body is messed up so far. I've stopped taking it, and my body's messed up from it. Badly. As a young teenager. Yeah? What? So is my dad. Yeah, it's completely messed up. It's probably interfered with me having kids later on. I know with other, you know, parents who are now parents, it took them years to conceive when they were on birth control when they were a kid, you know, when they were a teenager. There's so many ways of them thinking. Like, I know you're saying, oh yeah, it's think it's to do with making everyone trans, putting people on hormone blockers. So then they don't have kids. I think so. I think that's a massive possibility. I mean, think about it as well. We've now got we already thought the world was overpopulated. Now we've got what, 8 billion people. It's a massive possibility. You can't. I think nowadays you have to think of every possibility, which is a massive shame.
Acting like this, I was impartial before Drag Queen Story Hour. I was attacked and harassed and made a hate campaign of against Norwich Antifa.
She scoffed there. Hold on. Right, Norwich Antifa was there today. Annoyingly, I don't know why the sound isn't working when I do this, because I'm doing everything. But I think I think StreamYard's probably just having problems today. But hi, local. How are you doing? Jimmy Rizzo, who else? Mackenzie Friend. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Right, so Norwich Antifa was there yesterday. Well, I think. I'm not going to say it 100%, but by the looks of things, it actually is Norwich Antifa. I'm one of his 3 subscribers, which I think is quite funny. So, right, in Drag Queen Story Hour, the only person he recorded me. On Twitter, it's Scarlet Dwarf. We both follow each other. He recorded me and Barkley for at least an hour straight, taking photos of us an hour straight, not taking the camera really off of us at all. I couldn't find the live stream from that day, but he was recording. He was definitely taking photos. The only bit of photojournalism he did was of me and Barkley exchanging numbers. Which is very strange in itself if you think this is like a pushing 50-year-old man who's against grooming and things like that, against harassment of kids and things like that, who's taking photos of an almost 17-year-old and a barely 18-year-old, which is normal. You know, I talk to 60-year-olds about politics all the time, and me and Barkley were just talking about politics. I have contacts with a lot of people for interviews and things like that. It was literally harmless. Even now, it's just harmless. It was nothing. He tried to make a big deal, started attacking people because me and Barkley were exchanging numbers. Loads of people called him a weirdo, saying, "Why are you photographing young teenagers?" That was the only bit of photojournalism he'd actually posted on his Twitter account at that time. That Twitter is now deleted, but I still believe somewhere I have the screenshots. This protest yesterday, his whole camera is on me again. Constantly. He uploaded the this actually, he's just on the side.
Pushed me over to the quote.
He's just on the side, to the right of this video. If I see him, I will point him out in here, but I will see him somewhere here. But yeah, Max said he was trying to intimidate you. If you see the size difference between me and him, you can see why it just spurs me on. I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous. And if this is actually the head of Norwich Antifa, who, bear in mind, we've got over 42 screenshots of either Norwich Antifa or people affiliated with them or a part of them or supporters of them attacking me since August. Since August, was it 12th maybe? North Walsham Drag Queen Story Hour. I was seen with someone called Chris Mitchell. They put 2 and 2 together and got to about 10, and thought that was the first time I'd met Chris, and we haven't really spoken very much at all, to be honest. Yeah, they instantly said that I was affiliated with the people that I had a far-right ideology, and that's when I stopped personally becoming keeping impartial, because they pushed me. They pushed me around the edge. It's very funny. Yeah, I will just promote this person, considering we have just been speaking about him. Right, this is the Ward, the person that has been taking photos of me constantly, even if you don't have any audio on him, it's okay. It literally recorded this entire, well, not even the entire.
I don't know enough.
Right, somewhere.
What I'm now saying.
So yeah, as you can see, he just recorded that entire thing. He uploaded it about half an hour before I did on Telegram as well, which is quite funny.
far right, even though I don't even know much about politics. So you say
That's true. I'm still educating myself in different politics and things like that. Through obviously other people, through the internet, through opinions. Max, just wanted to mention I have used the name Grey Arrow as my nick in online gaming for many years. Do you know where it comes from? I don't. It's the name of a spaceship in a novel called Accession by Iron M. That's interesting. I only did it for the impartialness, but actually that's very interesting. Thank you for telling me. I will, yeah, like Big Mum says, I'll look that up. That's actually quite cool. But yeah, I don't know much about politics, believe it or not. Like individual things like communism, capitalism, Marxism, socialism. There's loads of branches, and I'm still teaching myself about like every little nitpick bit about it. So, and these people as well, the communists, socialists, which are these sort of people, it's not giving their side of politics a good look for someone who's now trying to educate themselves on it. You know, it's making them look very bad in my eyes. Like I said earlier, I'm only on the right side and not impartial as a person anymore because of them, because they attacked me unwillingly, unneedingly. It's not my fault that I'm here, really. Take care, man. I hope you will have a lovely day.
like, yeah, there's no point saying I haven't got.
Sit down and talk then. Come have a coffee with me.
Why can't we do this now?
Well, can we have
Why don't you
coffee with
I'm sure she's watching right now, by the way. I'd happily have a coffee with you if you just email me. citizensid@protonmail.com. Actually, no, it's not. I changed it, didn't I? But just use that one, because that one is still in use. That's my old name. That one's still in use. My other one is a bit more complicated, and I need to change it. So, yeah, just email me. You'll find my email. I'm sure you're watching. Just email me. Let's have a coffee. I'd have a lovely discussion on what you educating me without harassing me or, you know, resulting in insults.
Hate me now?
Well, because
I would happily go
on
for
film.
Why not?
Why
Because a
not?
lot of people, you should see my chat.
Decent
Hi, Linda.
conversation with you.
You should see my chat.
I
Don't
do
go
see
too
your chat.
I don't understand why she can't have a decent conversation with someone without with a camera being there. I have many good conversations with people with the camera there. Even people like on the left. Also, that person with the camera, that's the guy that I was talking about that recorded me the entire time. That's he wasn't wearing it. The only reason I didn't realize, if I actually had realized it was him, then I would have said something. I didn't realize because of the hat. But if I'd actually realized it was him, I would have said. But yeah, I don't understand why she can't have a reasonable discussion with a camera there. I would have happily, if she wasn't acting so erratic, I would have happily had a lovely conversation with her.
Okay, so that should be more of a reason for you to, so then you could actually open the eyes
You're
of if you want
trying to educate people to hate.
No. I'm trying to report.
Through this video, let's just ask, through this people, she said, I'm trying to educate people to hate on that group. From this video alone, what have I done to show you guys, what have I done other than record to show you guys you should, like, to hate these people? You guys can base your own opinions. I'm happy with that. The brilliant thing about quietly observing, right, is that, and I tell people this in the freedom movement as well, because people tell me like, oh, don't get this on film. It's a really big thing about that, because I'm live streaming, mate. How the video comes across is how you present yourself on the video, including myself as well. I'm not excluded. If you come at me and randomly start shouting at me and I'm live streaming, if I'm already recording that, who's going to look like the bad person if I haven't even opened my mouth yet? If you're belittling me because I'm 17 and you think you're above me for that, who's going to look like the bad person? if people are doing signs at others, like no one's excluded in this. If you're live streaming, everything is how it is. Usually it's very hard to, alter a live stream, how something seems on a live stream. So you are responsible for how you look when you're live streaming, for everyone. It's not on the journalist. Later editing, sure. Later footage, sure, I can accept that. I can accept that people do, change the story, change what people look like. I personally tend not to. Whether you believe that or not, it's up to you. But I hope through both the live stream and the footage that I put out, you can see how I reported on it. It's up to you how you want to be portrayed, and how that happens is how you react to the camera and how you treat the person behind the camera, especially if I'm just being silent.
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to report. I'm not trying to educate on anyone. I'm allowed to.
Reporting then?
Huh? I'm reporting. Well,
people have
I'm reporting
opinions
you
that
trying to fucking harass me and obstruct me
as much as you want.
I clearly am.
I know you are.
Not by choice, believe me. Not for you individually. Not by choice.
Meaning by that, obviously, that I'm not recording her face intentionally. I want to record the speeches. I'm not going to stop recording. I didn't want to record her. I didn't have any interest in her at all.
Choice.
Not by choice. So why
individually?
You've got a choice.
Because I'm trying to report that.
And what are you saying about that then?
I've actually not said anything at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You can go through the live stream. All I've said is about 3 people. Well, about 5 people now trying to antagonise me.
Yeah, because
legend, huh?
People know.
About what?
About you and your reporting.
What? About what though? One of you.
Let's look up the definition of reporting. I did this for a comment, and I'll do it now as well because I kind of did want to, right? So, report: given a spoken or written account of something that one has observed, heard, done, or investigated. Cover an event or subject as a journalist or a reporter. Used to indicate that something has been stated, although one cannot confirm its accuracy. Present oneself formally as having arrived at a particular place and as ready to do something, or be responsible to. Those are the definitions of reporting. So yeah, I was doing exactly that. So if she wants to use terms and try and bring them out of what their actual definition are, she can try to, but if you want to do that, you actually have to learn the words that you are meaning to. I am reporting, so she'd have to use a different word to say that I'm not doing something that is supposed to be done professionally. But what I was doing there is reporting. Well, trying to, before I could even start to, I got attacked, harassed.
One of you have already said I work for Patriotic Alternative, which is a blatant lie. I can get that in writing if you want.
It's not about
that one, yeah.
Work for it, because I don't know. Some people don't even work for it. You can be supportive of it.
I'm not even supporting of them. I don't know enough about them to support them.
Not your fella.
No, actually, I've dated a lot of lefties. And I haven't supported them, but
it's true. It's true. All of my past partners, well, no, other than one, my past partners have been lefties. In fact, one of them, from when I was 14, it wasn't a very nice relationship at all. I wasn't allowed to go to protests. He wouldn't allow me to go to protests. When the freedom movement originally started, I was banned from them. So, and I stayed in that relationship. So, you could judge it off that one. I'm personally, even Big Mama, yeah. Oh my god, defo past lefties. Yeah, it's just I don't care about. You can have your different opinion. I don't just have your. I agree. Everyone's human. Have your opinion. Go ahead. I don't care. If we disagree on something, that's fine. I'm not gonna suppress you just because and avoid you just because we have a different opinion. I'm not like that.
Here we are. I don't have. I can date someone without having a different opinion to them. Do you guys not do that? And you call us fascists.
We raise our rents.
What? So
She didn't let me explain this bit, so I actually will now that I actually have the chance. We call fascist, like, they say, oh yeah, you guys suppress people who don't have the same opinion of you. You guys, don't report people who have the same opinion of you and things like that. They'll say that we delete comments who don't have the different opinion. We block people who have different opinions to us and things like that. And that is a lot of reasons why we're called fascists and things like that. It's like, oh, they want to suppress free speech. They want to suppress us. We won't let them. But, what she's just said is that she avoids people who, and avoids, dating, associating, whatever you want to say, with people of different minds. That's where I was going with that. But she tried to, twist it, of course.
fascists are people that have different opinions within races.
No, not what I'm saying. I'm saying no, that's not what I'm saying.
You got that wrong, didn't you?
No, it's not what I'm saying, and you're just taking whatever you want to say.
Yeah, like you, moving again.
Moving again. We're moving. Oh yeah, please do.
Well, we can.
Oh yeah, my mum's got body cam footage of all of this as well, which I will need to get.
Stand in front of your body. Do you want to go and do?
Okay, but who are you going to stand with? Me, Mum? Where are you going to go?
Well, we're asking you not to film.
Oh, you can ask all you want, but if you don't want to be filmed, get out of public. Because you have a right to film in public. If you don't like being filmed, you can piss off. Huh?
Go and film for us.
I haven't got a ticket. And he's at 7. And he's at 7:30, is he not? Or 7? Yeah. So no, I can't film.
He won't be there for bang on, will he? He'll probably be having a
Your chat, lovely.
I know. I can see him. I have a whole fan base.
Wonky, don't say that. She's probably a bloke.
Anyone want a drink? Is that they say that we're fascists being like... no one's literally against refugees. No one said a word against refugees, right? You do that, right? Rather than just an evil glare that you just gave me, you do know that, right? I'm saying to you, I haven't said anything on this live stream, love.
I hadn't said anything, like people will advocate in the chat for me. I hadn't said anything properly. I hadn't said anything about the protest other than the fact that they were there for the refugees, even though that no one's talking about refugees. That's all I had said. Especially at this point, I hadn't said anything until this woman started just obstructing my camera. I was literally just defending myself.
Don't hide behind closed doors. Boo boo, hello. If I had some blue tack, I'd stick my... She said, oh yeah, 17 years old.
No, I'm not stitched out.
I know it is. Hello. She said, oh yeah, 17 years old. Mum, shush. Everyone can hear you now. Alex is coming down.
So they start walking down. They start walking away. Funny enough, to be honest. Oh yeah. Let's try and find this. So annoyingly, it won't. Okay, well.
I don't think what you're doing is appropriate in any way, shape.
What am I doing that's not... No, don't... Dad, shut the fuck up. I'm the one who's filming.
Also, excuse my language there. It's just that I get annoyed when people try and talk on my behalf. And also, he was obstructing me and I was just getting annoyed at that point. He was saying all these claims, but he was very misogynistic in it, right? So, originally, he literally would only speak to my dad. Me and my mum kept trying to address him, even when there was a little bit of a cut silence. He would only look at my dad. He wasn't addressing me or my mum at all when we were trying to talk to him. So at this point, I was just getting fed up of it. I was getting very fed up of just, him talking to my dad, addressing my dad as if he's the journalist, when actually he's just there literally to try and protect me,
Filming, don't interfere. Excuse me, sir. What am I doing that isn't appropriate then?
I think what you're doing is trying to intimidate these young people.
How far am I? Can they hear
You're
me?
trying to intimidate these people.
What if I said, you came here and stood here before I even said a word, before I was even filming, I was about to go live. I was just going to stay in silent, but...
For which purpose are you doing this? For what
I'm
purpose?
a journalist, and this
You're
is
a
what
journalist.
journalists do.
For whom? For whom?
For myself. Actually, for Unity News Network, for the UFP, and also just for myself.
Cool. Where's your union? Where's your credentials for being a journalist?
I have some somewhere. I have here, you also...
Okay, I need to go in a second, but basically, he tries to make out journalists can only be journalists if they've got an NUJ card. Firstly, if that's the case, I would love to see the Ward's NUJ card because he claims to be a photojournalist and all he's doing is taking photos of me. Secondly, complete lie. Journalists, NUJ is just, it's an official union. It doesn't mean that every single journalist is in it. It doesn't mean it makes you any less of a journalist if you just, you can be a journalist if you just take photos of places or take videos of places and upload it to Getty, to, Newsflare? Put it into the papers and things like that. You do not need an official NUJ pass to be a journalist. And I will... he tried to say to my dad later on that, oh yeah, your daughter doesn't know the laws of everything and things like that. When, these people as well, they're the type of people who say, you haven't asked my permission to film me in public when she's in public. Oh, yes, I didn't do the blonde lady. Yeah, good point. Here we go. Right, we'll finish on this, and then we'll finish on them singing the song, and then I'll get off. So this is the funniest bit, and a lot of people really are, hammering this woman because what does she think she's doing? The teenagers that were with me as well, a couple of teenagers that were really judging these protesters. They had my back. This woman just made herself look out to be a clown, basically.
They're a minority though.
Even though I wasn't.
One thing also, Gibbo says you should have kicked him in the bollocks and told the police he was harassing and stalking you. The police don't do anything. The police didn't even help them, to be honest. But the police, we have a feeling the police were just looking at my live stream. They were just looking at their phone the entire time, looking at me and then looking at them, then looking at what was happening, and then going off again. So yeah, I don't think the police would have even done anything. Unfortunately, they never do. So that's why I didn't bother. It's just a waste of time. I'd rather deal with them and have them make themselves look out to be how they do, rather than be let down by the police once again.
Afraid to speak when I'm
Okay, but what is this for?
They gave me no reference and told me
Can't ask why you're blocking
one
it.
day I heard a word that said my
what's the
lady
reason for
knows
blocking
the biggest word you ever heard, and this is how we go. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Say it, you know.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Stop putting it in front of my fucking face.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, I only did this. I only came here. I can't wait to put this out as a separate fucking clip.
They gave me a tweet and told me I was bad.
No family,
Then one day I
no
learned
rent
a
to
word
pay,
I don't really recognise. The biggest word you ever heard, and this is how it goes. Supercalifragilistic.
Yeah, it's also going out as a separate clip.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Tremendous, thanks very much.
Did you take your meds today by any chance?
Of course. Yeah, she stood there for quite a while afterwards, right? And at one point I was like, I just thought, well, how can I make her just, get a bit of exercise in? And I started moving my rig like that, and just, going over, under the sign. She just kept putting a sign like that, I was just having fun at that point. I was seeing what I could get them to do. So, it's very, very funny day. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get Charlie on today. We'll try and sort it. If we can't sort it, try and get him in next week. I'll just get him in into the office because it'll be a lot easier. So yeah, I'll put an outro of their song, the full song, now. I hope everyone has a lovely week. I hope everyone has a lovely Easter for those who celebrate it. I'm just going to have a meal with a few friends. Yeah. I hope everyone's enjoyed. And I'm really sorry I don't know why the live wasn't working. That is very, very strange. Hopefully it sorts us out next week. Take care, everyone. Alex, just got a bump, so go back down. Cool. Yeah, thank you.
Well, we've come a long way for to find us.
Let's all start at the same key, shall we?
Well, we've come a long way for to find ourselves at home. We've come a long way for to find ourselves at home. We've come a long way for to find ourselves at home. 'Cause we're citizens of the world. And you're more than welcome here. And you're more than welcome here. And you're more than welcome here. 'Cause we're citizens of the world. My mother and her mother and her mother before.